Hello and welcome to Preparedness. Appreciate you tuning in. I know you have all those choices out there, but you still clicked on this video. Anyway, I guess before we get into it, if you guys are digging the content here, I know my production value sucks. I get it. I'm not very technically advanced. I'm going to try to work on that though. But anyway, if you're digging what you're hearing, please like the video, share the video. I'd appreciate it. So anyway, they're going to be trying to push through this $15 an hour. And if I'm understanding it right, minimum wage, sorry. And if I'm understanding it right, they're going to try to put it into the stimulus package. So, like always, things they know they're going to pass, they try to put other stuff through. But I can see this holding the stimulus package up for a while, maybe. You know, that was going to be the first thing they did when they got in office, is they're going to help all these families out. Guys, I wouldn't be holding your breath. I think it'll happen. I don't know that it's going to happen anytime soon. I could be wrong. But anyway, this $15 an hour minimum wage. When we're discussing this, we have to admit and recognize that minimum wage jobs were never intended to raise a family on. Ever. It's not what they were intended for. They were not intended to, this is your career. It's not what they're intended for. They are for high school kids, college kids, maybe people if they're, if the spouse in a household that maybe they don't work, if they need to help out for a little bit to get everybody over the hump, they go get a job. Yeah, these were not intended to live off of. This was kind of like a supplemental for kids who live at home with mommy and daddy and they got some spending money. So with that being said, that's like the first thing that everybody needs to figure out. And I'm sorry for the 40-year-old guy working at McDonald's. Dude, you need a little ambition, okay? Yeah. And while we're on it, I'm sorry, but hold on. Make sure I say this right. Okay. Anybody in this country that wants to better themselves can. That's just fact. I'm sorry, guys. If you want to better yourself, you can. If you're working at Burger King, McDonald's, whatever, and you're making minimum wage and you're wanting more money, better yourself. Go get a better job, okay? It's not up to your employer that you're currently working at to pay you more because you want more. No, they pay a certain amount for a job. This country, as long as you are willing to work, you can better yourself. And I don't care who you are. Well, my parents didn't have any money for college. Okay, if college is what you want to do, there are student loans they give to everybody. Yes, I know student loans suck. Trust me. But still at the same time, if you choose to do that, you can do that. This whole thing is just stemming from people that still want to work there 3 hours a day at McDonald's, but want to get paid $1,000 a week. It doesn't happen like that. You work hard, you make money. You don't work hard, you don't make money. That's just the way it is, okay? Back before civilization, if you didn't feel like hunting or growing food, you starved to death, okay? And that was kind of like nature's way of weeding out the weak ones and the lazy ones, right? But nowadays, there is no survival of the fittest. There is none of that. So now we got people wanting $1,000 a week to do nothing. Okay. Thank you for allowing me to rant for a second. It irritates me as someone who did go to school to be able to do jobs, to be able to support my family, to work for years and years so that my family could have something. And then to hear that the people that, well, they didn't really take school seriously, they don't like school, and you know what, just pay me anyway. It's not right. It's not the way it should be. If you want to do better, work hard. That's all you got to do. So anyway, we'll get off that. This $15 an hour minimum wage. Well, everybody deserves a livable wage. Yeah, and everybody can make a livable wage if they choose to. But anyway, what is this $15 an hour minimum wage going to do? It's real easy. You didn't even need to take economics to figure it out, okay? You can pretty much say goodbye to small business. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, the local hardware store in town, you know, the little hardware store owned by the old guy who's been there forever, he's not going to be able to afford to pay the employees. And if he does, it's going to be very understaffed. Because he's going to have to cut his employees back. And eventually people are going to get fed up with not being able to find an employee at the store to help them because they're looking for this nail or screw or whatever, and they're just going to start going to Lowe's, and that's going to be it, and then the business is going to die, but not until the small business owner has spent all of his money trying to keep it afloat. So small business is gone. And to touch on that, it kind of cracks me up. The left, the Democrats, are supposed to hate big corporations, right? This works right into the big corporations' hands, guys. I am a capitalist. I believe in capitalism. But the only ones that are going to be able to survive this are the ones that can afford to automate. That way they don't have to pay that. One thing a lot of people don't understand, if you own a business and you have employees and you're paying that employee X amount of dollars, that's not all it costs you to have that employee. You have to have worker comp insurance, and a lot of companies, even small companies, try to have some sort of health insurance that the company is paying a certain percentage of. So just because they're paying somebody $8, $9, $10 an hour, that's not exactly how much it costs the business to keep that employee. And then they put in the money of training this person and everything else. So anyway, yeah, the companies that can afford to automate, doing it. You've already seen it. McDonald's started it a couple years ago. If you walk into like a Mickey D's, and I haven't used it yet. I've seen them. The little kiosk where you input what you want. That took away somebody manning the counter. Okay, that's what that did. The way a lot of these companies, Amazon's a prime example, the way they pull orders and ship orders, dude, they've got robots doing everything. I saw a thing yesterday, day before, where this robot, there's these tracks on the shelf, and it goes up to these tracks, and it can crawl up the stack, up the shelves, over across the shelves, so vertically and horizontally, pull whatever good it has to pull off the shelf, come back down on the floor, and then take that to wherever it's going, cross on the other side of the warehouse. So now you don't have to have very many employees to do all this stuff. And that's why I say the big corporations are the ones that might survive this, but you're going to see unemployment go up, okay? And that's another thing. We'll go into this. What's going to happen to all of these businesses that maybe their entire staff is either minimum wage or maybe the $10, $11 mark, okay? They can't afford $15 an hour for all of their employees. So they're going to have to cut their employees back. And in addition to that, prices are going to probably go up too, and we're going to touch on that here in a little bit. But your smaller mom and pop stores, they're already cut back as far as they can as far as employees. So that's why I say it's going to be really tough on them. I know I keep going back to the small businesses because I feel for them bad. I try whenever possible to, and you guys have heard me say it before, shop locally, your small businesses. Try to keep your money in your area, right? The small businesses is what built this country, guys. And we need to help support them, and it's going to be really tough on them. Okay, so as far as laying off employees, so now these places have to lay employees off. So what's going to happen to those employees? Those employees are going to have to get on what? Government assistance. Democrats love people on government assistance because that's pretty much guaranteed, almost guaranteed, a vote for them. And so now that by working it's $15 an hour, are they going to have to increase welfare now to meet that $15 an hour? Don't know. I hope not. That way it actually encourages people to go out and get a job, if there are any jobs. But anyway, yeah, you're going to see employment go up. You're going to have more people out of work. And those people that were wanting, and they're going to be happy as heck for that $15 an hour, all of a sudden they're going to be handed a pink slip and they're going to go, whoa, whoa, what's going on? And that's going to be that. And that's just the way it is. Gone are the days of the junior or senior in high school wanting a summer job. Yeah, that's gone. That's been going away for a while now. I remember, those of you old enough to remember 08, 09, the Great Recession. One of the side effects was there was no summer jobs because all those jobs were being gobbled up by older folks that needed money. That's just the way it is. So anyway, unemployment's going to go up. You're going to see the summer jobs for kids going away. So now kids are going to be more dependent on the parents, and they're not going to learn responsibility, and they're not going to learn taking care of yourself and the value of a dollar, how a hard day's work equals money. They won't have the respect for the money. They think the money just grows on trees, which is going to lead to other bad stuff, and so on and so forth. Now we're going to get into companies are going to make their money, right? So if you charge people, if you're paying people $15 an hour prices are going to go up just the way it is. And what's going to be the trickle-down effect of that? Now those people that got their livable wage of $15 an hour, $15 an hour ain't worth $15 an hour anymore, right? Because the price of everything has gone up. So now they can't afford what they need. So now they need another minimum wage increase. And what you're going to see, once again, the trickle-down effect, the middle class is going to go to the lower class real quick. People that are making decent money, you know, $20, $25, $30 an hour, okay, well, you're still getting paid that, but now the price of everything has gone up X amount of dollars. So now you were going to go get a car because your car is falling apart and you've been shopping around to where maybe it was $20,000. Well, now it's up to 25 or 30. And don't believe that the price of big items like cars will not go up. There are plenty of minimum wage jobs that make the pieces, parts to a car, that's going to affect that price. So you're going to see the prices of everything, not just your McDonald's hamburger, but you are going to see the prices of everything go up. And so that's going to lead to what? Inflation, right? You know, listen to your grandparents about being able to buy a loaf of bread for a nickel. Nowadays, can't touch it for $1. They take that up to $15 an hour. You're probably talking $1.50 for a loaf of bread. Oh, come on, gee, $1.50 for bread, that ain't that big a deal. Nope. But if everything goes up 50% like that loaf of bread, yeah, that's not going to be good. So, what are we going to get with a $15 an hour minimum wage? Sorry, bad habit. You're going to get higher unemployment. You're going to get more people going on welfare. You're going to get small businesses dying all over, just dead. You're going to get the value of the dollar dropping. And then you're going to have, and then they're going to be asking for yet another minimum wage increase in a few years. I say, I don't know, 5 years maybe? Maybe out to 10. I don't know. You tell me what you think. But then, yeah, now they're going to be asking for $20 an hour. And what about the rest of us that are already making the $20, $25, $30 an hour? Are we going to get a bump in our checks too? Nope. What you're going to end up finding is the people that went to college, went to a trade school, they are, you know, a skilled trade. Those people that put in the time, the work, the money to better themselves are going to have their careers, their jobs, whatever, kind of devalued. So why should anybody try to better themselves once again? If the minimum wage is $20 an hour, yeah, just go get you a job somewhere doing whatever. And it's, why would you spend thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars to better yourself? When the difference between the trained, the untrained, the educated, the uneducated is not much at all. So I'm hoping that this thing gets defeated. I don't see it. I see it passing. I hope I'm wrong. Unfortunately, a lot of the people that are in that minimum wage, $8, $9, $10 an hour, yeah, they're happy. They're like, this is going to be awesome. But once again, you have to think about the consequences. Anything that happens, you have to think about the consequences, the trickle down. What's going to happen if this happens? And unfortunately, far too many people don't do that. So yeah, you're going to see no more small businesses, just big businesses. Unemployment going up, no jobs for people, and people just frankly deciding that it's not worth it to try to better themselves, to where everybody's equal, right? Everybody's equal. And that's what we all want. We just want everybody to be equal. I'll leave you with that, guys. I appreciate it. Do the comment thing. Always like hearing the comments. Do the share thing. Helps us out. Thank you for all you do, and we will talk to you after a while. Bye.